All right, I'm gonna do some examples now from the notes here. So you can maybe do them on your own, but you might need some help. There's definitely some tough ones in here. I'd recommend maybe watching some of these. So the evaluate here, I guess I never said what mode to be in. I'm gonna use radians. I should have typed that in there, but typically I think with these you'll see it in radians. So let's first do the sine inverse function. So there's one answer of where the ratio is rad 3 over 2. So I got to be in quadrant 1 or quadrant 4. And since quadrant 1 is the positive quadrant of sine and quadrant 4 would be a negative, I know that this positive ratio is going to be in quadrant 1. Just something you might have already connected. Okay, so sine of rad 3 over 2 would be right here at pi over 3. So the answer is pi over 3, just one answer. That's it. Now, if I do sine inverse of negative rad 3 over 2, then I can't be in quadrant 1 anymore. I'd have to be in the fourth quadrant. So I could look in the fourth quadrant, that's where I'm restricted to, and negative rad 3 over 2 would be right here at 5 pi over 3. 5 pi over 3 is not the answer though. We cannot say it like that. Instead, the answers have to be between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2, which simply means you can describe this angle instead of going this way around the positive 5 pi over 3. You could just work backwards and go negative pi over 3. So that would be negative pi over 3. The answer is going to be either pi over 3 or positive pi or negative pi over 3. Like just, they're not going to give these types of answers where the number changes on the numerator. So negative pi over 3 is the answer here. All right, let's do arc cosine here. Now, arc cosine of negative square root 3 over 2. So cosine's now a different game here because we got the ratio's got to be, or the angle's got to be between 0 and pi. Q1, Q2. Q1 would be the positive quadrant. Q2 would be cosine's negative quadrant. So if we're doing a negative ratio, we're definitely the Q2 version here. So cosine of rad 3 over 2 would be the x coordinate. So that would be 5 pi over 6. Now, is that the answer? Is it 5 pi over 6? Is 5 pi over 6 an angle between 0 and pi? Yes. That is between 0 and pi, and so that is an answer.